Hello, everybody. We are here to see CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems, learn how to design hydraulic fire extinguishing network. I'm Alejandro Jorquera. I'm one of the engineers that have developed this application inside the software department. And we will try to learn today how to start to work with this useful tool and every step we have to take in order to understand perfectly this workflow and how every app that we have in the fire solution interact between each other. Before I start this kind of presentation, I would like to show you like these tools, like this learning site that you have here. We will copy this link in the chat so you can see it. There is a really powerful tool that we are recording this presentation, and if every one of you have to go or can handle the whole presentation, you can go here in technical sorry training and video gallery. I have already opened it here. You have a lot of filter for by language or by application, so you can see the next presentations and it's not this one, the video gallery. You can see like maybe tomorrow in the morning you will have this presentation uploaded here. So if you want to review it or at some point you have to leave it, here will be the whole video with the whole explanation, and it could be very useful. And also you have another apps for extra BIM or whichever safe zone, whichever app you want to see it again and look for many videos that can help you to work better. Also, I want to show you this workflow. Okay, for today we are here to see CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems, and this is this application here. But as you can see, this is the whole solution. Okay, today we are gonna see just CYPEFIRE, and it's important to know that you don't have to make every step to achieve this point. You can just start with a BIM model, or we will see it later. You don't need it. It's not necessary to start to work, but you can go directly to CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems and start to work with it. Okay, but it's important to know that if you are working with BIM models, CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems just need that inside your architectural design we need spaces. Okay, it's the only thing that we have to have defined inside our BIM model. We can start to work with site architecture or IFC builder, that is our free modelers that are very useful and very easy to start to work. But if you work with Revit, we have a plugin that allows you to export an EFC model to BIMserver.center, okay, and then go to CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems and download it. Also, if you work with Allplan, ArchiCAD, or another kind of software that allows you to make this architectural design, you can go to BIMserver.center, that we will see it now, and upload it to your project. Okay, then you can easily go to CYPEFIRE Systems and link it. We will see it too. It's important to know, and I would like to say it, that CYPEFIRE Systems is connected with CYPEFIRE, and this allows us to read like the different zones in the building that maybe has a requirement of this sprinkler installation, and also where the fire hose rules are, so you can have this information when you go into CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. And once you have finished your design, your hydraulic design, you can export it to CYPEFIRE FDS. So these all the sprinklers that you have designed. It could be here in CYPEFIRE FDS to make this fire dynamic simulation, and it gives you a lot of free time, so you don't have to make and introduce these sprinklers again inside CYPEFIRE FDS. To let you know, CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems work with EPANET. That is a really powerful tool to analyze these hydraulic designs. You can introduce whichever kind of system and design you want to. EPANET allows you to carry out this analysis very quickly and with a really powerful results that allow us to calculate any kind of installation. And also, CYPEFIRE Hydraulic System has developed different kind of standards, like we will see later, the European code, the NFPA 13, and also the CP52, that is a Singapore code. And the software, once has carried out this analysis, it's gonna make you all the text that these standards that you have selected give you to accomplish, to meet them. Also, you can design, you can create your own standard. CYPEFIRE System has the ability to change these standards, or you can create a new one with the minimum pressure, the minimum flow, minimum distance, or whichever check you need to meet with your sprinkler or fire hose reel installation. Once we have finished this, I want to, before we go to see the app, I want to show you BIMserver.center. Okay, this is where we are gonna upload our BIM model. To start, like today, I'm gonna use this project that I have created before, this single family house. That is a really a small building to start to work, to see how you can use every tool that has developed in CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. And a really interesting thing is that you can see this model directly from your browser. Okay, I have Chrome here, and I just want to select the building elements and maybe everything. It's going to take some time, but you can see how it's running in real time, and you're able to see these kind of models directly from your browser. You don't need any app, so it's a really interesting thing that you don't need a powerful computer. You can work in your place with another computer, and then you can show this to whichever user or collect that want to see it. Okay, and this is a really small building that we are gonna use to see every tool, like I said. It's really easy to log in BIMserver. You only need an email and a password, and it allows you to create every project you want. And also, a really interesting thing is that you can go here, and in the store you can download and update every app you want to use. Right now, we are going to filter by fire protection apps, and here is the CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. Okay, so I can download it, like for the last version that we have launched this week, the version 2025C, and you can update it here right now. Another thing that I didn't say is that whichever question you have, you can write it on the chat, and we will try to solve it as soon as possible. Or here in the store of CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems, you can let us here's your questions, or whichever thing that maybe now you don't think about, and you don't maybe wanted to ask. You can come here, and we will try to solve it also as soon as possible. So feel free to write us with any suggestions or whichever question you have. Okay, so once we are here, we are gonna go for CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. As I said before, you can start to work without this BIM model. So this is how I'm gonna start. You can, if you have never seen the app, this is the main interface. When you open it, you have some examples that you can download and see it, and you can make with them whatever you want. If you want to go back and reload it again, you only have to click here. Okay, this is the examples we have right now in the software. We have also a manual, user's manual, where you can check like the main tools, a short explanation of what they do and how to work with them. And for create a new one, I just have to create a new one, give it a name. And here we will see if I want to link with a BIMserver.center project or not. Okay, this is would be how I want, if I want to link with a BIM model, but we can start without this kind of connection. So I'm just gonna make it later. And this is the main wizard that right now is just 2 steps. The first one, as I said before, is to select the standard. And right now we have developed this European code, the NFPA 13, and the Singapore code, this CP52. Okay, I can select whichever standard I want to work with, and I can change it once I'm on the software. Like it's maybe weird, but you can misclick or whichever, you don't know which kind of standard you want to select. Right now, I'm going to select this European standard. And the next step is this catalogs, okay, where we have developed in the last years this Open BIM database where we are uploading different kind of manufacturers to let you select these products, okay. Right now, I have in the main interface, both manufacturers are for pipes, but I can filter, okay, by language, by country, and also by category. Like I want to select kind of sprinklers for manufacturers. I use it's gonna appear these different kind of manufacturers for every country and every language we have. We can also have it here for the Spanish language and that in Spain, and we just have this manufacturer right now. We are developing new manufacturers and new products to help you to start to work with them. But right now, I just gonna finish. I don't want to download any kind of catalog. I want to work with libraries, do it by myself. And as you can see here, this is the main interface of the software. We have the main toolbar where we are going to find every tool that can help us to introduce my own design. And this is the work area. Like right now, we don't have anything. I can rotate with Shift and my mouse. And on the left side, we have 4 different kind of windows where we will see the views, and we can create a new plane, and like a floor plan or whichever I want. I have the different levels that this comes from the BIM model. So right now I don't have any levels. I will have to create a new one. And this element read is also empty because I don't read any BIM model. Then I will update to a BIM model, and we will see how these 2 windows are going to start to have more info about the levels and about the categories that we are importing from this BIM model. As the last part, we have the own elements where we can select the different kind of categories we have in the software, like pipes, sprinklers, emitters, tanks, hangers, and we can just make it invisible or make it transparent or solid or whichever to help us to work, okay? Because at some point of the design, we are going to have a lot of elements in the same view, and maybe it's going to be complex to select one of them. So we can just lock all the project and let, like, I only want to select the sprinkler. So right now I'm not able to select any other kind of element. Okay. So I believe right now we are gonna, this is like the first thing I ever go when I start to work with a new project is going to this general options. In this general options, I have the opportunity to select the standard. Okay, as I said, when we were in the first beta, we have these again flags to select the kind of standard I want to work with. Okay, so if I go here, text by space, we will see the different hazard that is in the European code, okay, because we selected to work with it. But right now, I'm gonna just press on the NFPA 13, and if I go again, I will see that this has been changed, okay, because right now we have these, all the hazards that are inside the NFPA 13. If you go and edit one of them, you will see a short description to give you more info about which kind of hazard is this one here, that it comes from the NFPA 13. And you can see also this check, okay, the check that we are going to carry out inside every hazard. Right now we have like the minimum operating pressure, the minimum duration of water supply, the minimum flow is here inside. And if you click on the left description, you will see some info about like the table of the NFPA 13 that give us this check. Okay, and also you can see here for the standard sprinkler, you can see the maximum and minimum distance between sprinklers, between walls, and also the short description from the NFPA 13, so you can check it also. So maybe it's something wrong, or you want to study more about it, you can go to this article on the NFPA 13 and check it by yourself. As I said before, you can also create your own one. So like one interesting thing you can do here is create a new one, or just copy this one, and is at the bottom. You can now start to work with this kind of hazard, but making a little bit changes because you want to create your own one, or maybe there is something that has changed and you don't have it right now in the software. You are able to change it manually. And also in here, you can change the design parameter to maybe by default, the calculation equation is doing it by the Hastings-Williams, but you want to make it by Darcy-Weisbach. So you will have here some kind of parameters that rules this equation, the Darcy-Weisbach equation. And if you want to create a pressure drop, and also the seismic analysis that is carried out just by the NFPA 13. The European code right now don't have this kind of regulation. So if you want to create these longitudinal and lateral braces and the four-way, you will have to introduce the seismic option, and the software is gonna guide you to introduce every seismic break that is needed inside inside your installation, your design. If you want to download more catalogs for this Open BIM database, you have it here also. It's the same window that we have seen before, and the filters and everything is here. But in this today we are gonna work with this library of generic elements where we have everything that is needed to introduce. Look, we have tanks, booster sets, pipe series, sprinklers, and everything we need. Okay, so to start to work, I believe the easiest way to do it is going into the 3D, and I'm going to introduce first of all the tank. Okay, I'm going to introduce this tank, and the only thing I have to do is to select this catalog from here, and I have, this is for every kind of element we have in the software. We will have a manufacturer catalog if we have downloaded one of them, and the generic element. Okay, in this generic element I'm going to select this one, 50, and I'm just gonna introduce it. Okay, right now we are in the 3D view, and we can create a new floor plan. Like here, I just gonna introduce this reference, floor one, and the elevation is 0, and I want like 3 meters to the top. So right now I have this plan view here, the floor one that I just created, and we can change to the 3D. Okay, it's important to know that in every kind of plan here we are able to rotate. Okay, not also in the 3D, here in the floor plan also. Okay, so we can see, and we are able to change this view. If I want to go back to a floor plan, I just have to go here in the projection, and we can change so easy between all the plans. Okay, this is predefined plan, and they are also able to change if we go to Alt 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is very easy to change. Then we will have to introduce the booster set, but maybe it's time to update to the BIM model I just created to have the whole project inside and continue to work. Okay, all the things that I have introduced here are going to be when I link it. Okay, so the only thing I have to do, we are able to make it at the beginning, but I didn't link to the BIM server. So right now I do have to come here, update, and this is my user. So I'm going to select this project, the single family house, and yes. And now it's gonna be loaded this project. Okay, as I said before, the only thing we need to import a BIM model and to start to work is that this model has to be defined with spaces. Okay, because right now what is going to happen is that we have complete the first 2 steps with the standard and the Open BIM database catalogs, but this was because we didn't have these spaces. Right now, we are going to take these spaces from the BIM model, and we will have to define which hazards are defined in every space. Okay, this is a single family house, so it's going to be like the light hazard. But it's important that you have to know it, and we will see it now. I'm reading some questions about the workflow. It's important to know that if we work with Revit, the only thing that we are going to import from here are the architectural elements and the spaces. If you have defined there a sprinkler system installation, a sprinkler design, these pipes, sprinklers, etc., are not going to be loaded into CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. Okay, you have to, you can use it as a shadow to define, to draw it, but it's not going to be translated into pipes of CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems or sprinklers or booster sets or whichever element. Okay, you have to design it here. The software is prepared to work in a way that it allows you to carry out this hydraulic analysis and to meet all the checks of the standard, but you have to draw it inside CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. Okay, so if you make a design, a sprinkler design in Revit or in other kind of app, it's not going to be loaded. It's just going to be a shadow. Okay, you can see it as an element of the BIM model. Okay, in the read side, we will see it later when it's loaded, but it's not created automatically. And here is the last step you have to meet if you start to work with a BIM model. Okay, the first one, it was the standard, the Open BIM database, it was the second one, and the last is to import these spaces. So we will go to the blue arrow here, and maybe I can make it, I can import it by the type name that is defined. I can make it by name of every space inside the BIM model, or I can make it by app. Okay, this is a model made by Cype architecture, and if I made it by this, I will see that all the model is red. Okay, this is every space that is defined in the software, and I can just click on the light hazard. Okay, this is the hazard that maybe represent the best this kind of architecture. Okay, so I just have to accept, and everything now is assigned correctly. Now it's green, so I don't have any kind of space undefined. So I can just go right now into the software. It's gonna, as I say, these elements read are gonna be changed. And okay, if I go to the 3D to see it better, I will see the tank I introduced before it's already here. So if I design all the installation, then I can link to the BIM model, and I'm not going to lose all the info. Also, as I said, now we have different elements in the elements read. Okay, I ever like to go by here is easy to understand for me. You have the different levels that we have import for this BIM model. And later, when I finish my design, I can assign these or these elements to every level at, in which are introduced. And the elements read, I can also play with the visibility of these elements. So I can just hide all the furniture, like disappear. I have these sanitary spaces, sketches, and I can hide everything. And I also only have these spaces that are the elements that you need to check everything inside. Okay, so if you have a sprinkler design or a fire hose rule design, you can have it like this, like a element you have read from the model, and you can use it as a shadow to draw your own element inside the software, but it's not going to be translated into a pipe or a sprinkler that is for hydraulic systems. So now I have it here, my tank. I'm gonna just like move it with these edit elements. As I said, make. Right now I have all locked, so I'm not able to select it. So what I have to do is to unlock everything. Now I'm able to select with the left click. With the right one, I'm gonna accept it, and now with the left one again, I'm gonna move it like up to here. That is gonna be easy. to draw now. As you can see, we have a lot of errors right now because the software is telling us that we have imported a lot of spaces inside the software, but we didn't have introduced, we hadn't introduced these sprinklers or fire hose rule or emitters. Okay, so if we have a space with a hazard, we have to protect it by designing this kind of so right now I'm gonna go to the ground floor. I'm gonna move it in a floor plan, and I'm gonna introduce the booster set. Okay, and I'm gonna connect it with this tank by using the pipes. Right now, I'm gonna go to the booster set here, and as I made with the tank, I just have to click on the blue arrow. I didn't download a manufacturer. I'm gonna make it to let you know how you can make it. I go here by booster sets, and maybe I'm gonna use this willow catalog for Poland maybe. And okay, everything has been done thoroughly. And now if I go to the booster set, I'm able to select from Willow all these kind of bands that we have here, or we can go to the library of generic elements and select whichever we want. So I'm going to introduce this one, and here, as you can see, you are not seeing anything, and that's why we are making this displacement here of 6 meters. Okay, so I'm gonna uncheck it, and I'm gonna introduce in a floor elevation ground floor. So now we are able to see it, because if I make this displacement of 6 meters, the height is gonna be this floor plan plus these 6 meters. So it's important to know that here you can change the height of the element you are introducing. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna link it with the pipe. So right now, the way you have to introduce every element are very similar. You only have to select in the blue arrow which kind of catalog you want to work with. And once you are here, you have to select the kind of element. So in this case, I'm going to select a diameter of maybe 4 inches, 100 millimeters. And now you can see, if I rotate a little bit, you can see that here it's easy to connect it. Okay, and also the same for the tank. Okay, here you can click on the center, and if I go to the floor plan again, look at it, you can easily connect here. So I'm gonna just link it. I can do it like this, or interesting thing to know is that if you click on your shift keyboard or mouse here, you are going to introduce in a 90 degrees, so you can draw more easy. I'm going to do it like this, and from here, again, clicking on this shift key, and once I'm here, it's telling us that we are close to, and right now, the only thing we have to do is to delete this pipe. Okay, the pipe has been divided in these two elements, and the only thing we can do is go in here and delete it, or if I select it and click on my delete button on my keyboard, it's just gone. So now we have this element connected, and one thing that we have changed like in the last version is that you don't have to define any accessory, the elbows, T's, crosses, or whichever one, it's gonna do it. It's gonna be generated automatically. So right now you don't see anything, but what I can do is to analyze, to update results, and okay, yeah, I didn't introduce any kind of hypothesis here. I didn't introduce anything, but you can see right now we have two elbows of 90 degrees here, and you can define the pressure drop that it's gonna be generated by this element. Okay, you can uncheck it and do it this and let the software give you this drop of pressure, or you can introduce it manually here for every accessory we have. Okay, if we make this and we change this like 5 maybe, the color that this elbow has is different. Okay, and this tells you that this elbow or this accessory, whichever, has been changed manually. Okay, if we have it like this, is that is doing automatically, and this more gray blue is that we have changed. Okay, we have different kind of ways to introduce now the sprinklers and the fire reel. We can do it manually, and we will see that selecting the catalog, we are able to introduce manually every sprinkler or every fire hose reel. Okay, but maybe for the fire hose reel, it's an element that is more singular. It's more we don't have more of them inside our building, but for the sprinklers we have a lot of them, and introducing it one by one is really boring and stressful. So we have different kind of tools that can help you to introduce it. Okay, are all these four we have here. Okay, like if I go here, I'm going to introduce a cross main with branch lines. The only thing I have to do, again, selecting the kind of sprinkler I want to, the catalogs for pipes, and there is a little bit difference of the last one because right now I'm going to select not only the series, two kind of diameters, the one for the cross main and the one for the branch line, like 2 and 1 inches is going to be okay for now. And here is more detailed parameters for create this kind of cross main with branch line. Okay, we are gonna introduce the spacing between sprinklers and branch line and the number of sprinklers in each side. Okay, I'm gonna let it by default here, and if I go here right now, I'm gonna introduce this at the floor level. So I'm gonna make a little change to give a displacement of 2.7 meters, and I'm going to introduce it like this. Okay, I only see the protection area now because this floor plan I left. Okay, I introduced the elements above the distance of this plane. So I'm going to put it like 3 meters here, and a little bit too much, 2.8. Okay, and I have introduced so easy a cross main with this branch line here, and if I rotate a little bit, you will see that we have here all the sprinklers. Okay, this is a way too easy, and we have also a grid system here that I'm gonna show you. That I'm gonna make it here that we can introduce a grid system very easy, and you only have to worry about to make these changes to fit it in your model. Okay, but the most powerful tool for me I'm gonna undo everything. Okay, here I'm gonna generate a sprinkler distribution inside a space. Okay, so I'm gonna select again the kind of sprinkler, the kind of elements for the cross main and the branch line, and the type of system I want to generate. I'm gonna generate a grid system, and the only thing I have to do is to select the space. Okay, you can see here that it's remarked in blue that in making left click and now right one, I'm going to introduce, okay, because I've done everything, this has been done also. Okay, and look at it, we have created so easy, and according to this kind of space, okay, the cross main is in the perimeter of it, and we have these branch lines with the separation I made, with the description for the diameter of these branch lines and cross mains. So we have done it so easily. What I'm gonna do, I don't want to make it this for every space right now because we don't have so much time. But you only have to repeat these 3, 4, 5 different tools we have it to start to work and to complete your whole design. What I'm gonna do right now is to connect this design with the pump so we can see all the text that we have carried out inside our design. So I'm gonna introduce a pipe of right now maybe just 2 inches. That's gonna come from I'm gonna uncheck the displacement because I wanted to introduce it in the 3D. Literally, I'm gonna draw right now in the 3D. So I'm gonna click at the output of this booster set. I'm gonna click on Magis, so I'm gonna move in this 90 degrees and in a floor plan that is gonna allow us to make it easier. So I'm gonna come up to here and up to here. But it's important that I have to draw this in the floor, so right now it's unconnected. So the only thing I have to do in 3D, okay, remember don't click on this displacement. I'm gonna select on the pipe in the floor level, and right now I'm gonna come up to here with my use. Now maybe just here. Oh, I'm gonna make it like this because it's a little bit complex to select everything. And now I'm gonna introduce, because with all the walls and elements, I didn't click on the right place. So now I'm able to make it and accept it. Okay, so everything is connected right now. So the only thing I have to do to introduce, to calculate, to launch the hydraulic analyze is to go and assign a new calculation zone. Okay, I'm gonna just, the only thing I have to do is to select. Okay, and you will see that the more sprinklers I select, they are changing the color. So I'm gonna introduce, this is gonna be my operation area of the sprinklers. There is 4, 8, 10 sprinklers calculated, and the other one are not gonna be calculated. Okay, so then what I can do is update results. What this tool is gonna do is to carry out this hydraulic analysis and all the text, but it's not gonna change me anything. Or I can have also this design tool here that what it's gonna do, the software is gonna change my diameters to make it fit with the text. Okay, so maybe my selection of diameters is not the best one right now because this is like the beginning of my design, so I don't know more or less how it could be. I can just design it, okay, and it's gonna do the same one, but also it's gonna change these diameters to make it. So I'm gonna click on here and select this design locate. And everything has been done correctly. Remember that I have selected 2 inches for the cross main and 1 for the branch lane. So if I go now, the branch lane didn't change, but also the cross main didn't too. So it's perfect. So nice to see that in my first design I made it as the software will do it too. And now we can look the flow on the right side. We have 85 liters per minute and a pressure of 1.13 bars. If I left click on it, sorry, I misclicked on the results. It's really easy, fast to carry out this hydraulic analysis. Here, if I double click, I will see all the text that we are making inside this element of the sprinkler. And I want to know more about it, I can come here and the software is going to list me every single check for this sprinkler. Okay, this is for this sprinkler. Just we have this list for every sprinkler we have in the software, and it's telling me more info about. Okay, this is the European standard, and we are able to see that for the light hazard we have a minimum pressure of 0.70, but we have it for the ordinary and the high hazard. There is also checks for the standard code for the pipes, okay, the maximum velocity inside of it. And right now, okay, we have all the errors related with the spaces, but we don't have any error with the space. If I delete this one here and this one here, the software it's gonna start to show errors about the distance maybe. Okay, like right now the maximum distance from walls of this sprinkler here is not meted, okay, because we have deleted, and the software it's gonna tell me, it's gonna guide me to make the best design to meet all the parameters of the standard. We can also calculate for fire hose wheel, and it has its own checks, and we have also the meters. Okay, the meters is just there are just elements to calculate flow and pressure. We don't have any check for this meter, so you can design whichever kind of element you want. If there is no sprinklers, maybe an hydrant or another kind of element. We have also here the report. We are finishing because we are meeting the time. I want to show you this project here that the software is generating automatically, where we have this resume of everything that we have introduced, like the occupancy classification, the density, the area of operation, the number of sprinklers calculated. We have also this flow curve graph where we have the pump and the installation, and here we have all the list that can help us to understand all the hydraulic analysis that we have carried out, because we have all the nodes calculated, the sprinklers in this case, it would be here the fire hose reel or the meters, and we have all the pipes, okay, with all the sizes, the length, and the flow, the velocity, the loss coefficient. So here we can meet and check that all the hydraulic analysis has been carried out correctly. We have also the material schedule. where we have the list of every element that we have introduced, the fittings that has been created automatically, the quantity of them, but also the booster set, the tanks, the hangers that has been calculated how many of them we will need. Okay, we didn't introduce it, but the software tells us that we will need at least 21 hangers of 50 diameter of 50 millimeters for steel, the meters of this pipe, and everything that we have introduced or calculated by the CYPEFIRE Hydraulic Systems. Once we have finished our solution, that we have meet all the criteria of it, the only thing that we have to do is, is to share my project. Okay, so I will upload my project into the BIMserver.center. Okay, and all the people on my college that are on the same project are going to be able to see it. Okay, and if they want to make this fire dynamic simulation, they can do it here. Okay, they can link to the project and download the info that I have just updated. I just forgot that we can draw plans here also. Right now, it's gonna generate all the elements, all the IFC, the PDFs, the GLTF, everything that has been uploaded. I'm gonna show again my architectural model, and I can see everything at the same time. And as I said before, the drawings here, I'm gonna create a draw of this ground floor, and we will see that the software can manage to draw really easy and really fast. So here we have all the spaces and the pipes that we have introduced with the diameters, the kind of element, the nodes of this sprinkler, and I have a symbol table here to understand better this kind of element we have introduced. Okay, this is the tank that we have there. So this is how to start with the software. I believe that you didn't know the software, you have learned how to start to work, how to make, how to start to introduce your own design. With all the tools that we have seen, it can be really, really useful to start to work. And the only thing you have to do to draw your design is to repeat it, all of these elements that we have seen here. If you want to see more complex projects, remember that here in the file, you can see the examples that we have different buildings for offices, for a warehouse, or hotels. And remember that in the gallery that we have seen, you are going to be able to see it again. Okay, from tomorrow morning, we will upload it. Okay, I hope that every question you have, we can help you. I believe I tried to read the chat and to answer it as soon as possible, but remember that if you don't, maybe we just skip it, or I didn't see it. Remember that from the store, you are able to ask anything to us, and we will try to answer you as soon as possible. So thank you very much to being here. I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.